Hi, happy Easter. This is Linda Adsets from Go for the Joy. And you can find me on Facebook, friend me through Linda Adsets, or you can also like Go for the Joy page, where I post messages 5 days a week from the group. And the group is a gathering of non-physical beings that are offering a broader perspective on life, a more expansive, allowing perspective on life that will be very inspiring and encouraging. So if you want to get those, you can also contact me through my Facebook page and have them emailed directly to your inbox, or you can just like my page and check it out every day. So this weekend's been kind of interesting because I followed my intuition on something that was a little bit odd for me. I was in the bookstore yesterday with my husband, and I was looking at this book called The Wheat Belly Diet. And I was looking at it because I've been cutting back on my wheat because I noticed my body doesn't like too much of it. And I mostly get my wheat in cookies and sweets because I don't eat a lot of bread, and I've started eating sprouted grain bread, which tends to agree with me more. Anyway, so I'm looking at this Wheat Belly Diet cookbook, and the young man that works there comes over to me and he said, "We've sold a lot of those books last year and they're selling really, really well. This is a good book to buy." And I said, "Oh, well, thank you for the information." But I was more interested in the Wheat Belly cookbook because I wanted to find ways to use almond meal flour and coconut flour. So I bought that, picked up that cookbook with the intention to buy it, and then I thought, I'm going to get the Wheat Belly, the original book. It's written by a doctor. It has a lot of research in it and a lot of facts in it. So I took that home and I kind of skimmed through it, and I'm reading some of the research. And truthfully, I'm not, it's not all that new. I've heard bits and pieces of it somewhere. And I'm not really, don't have big problems with wheat. But the interesting thing is we met my brother-in-law and his wife for lunch today. And before we left, my husband had called just to make sure all the arrangements were set up. And he got off the phone and he said, "Julia is celiac." And I said, "Oh, that's interesting, because I guess I bought this book for Julia and not for me." So I followed my intuition. I picked up that book and I took it down with us for lunch and gave it to her. She'd heard about it and hadn't read it. Had lots of people tell her to read it. So there you go. I followed my intuition. So just this week, could you practice noticing when you get these intuitive hits and these tugs that kind of push you in one direction, because there's always a reason for it. You are an aware being, period. You're like this radio antenna tower picking up everything that's around you. Most of it you don't notice. Some of it you do notice. It's more noticeable when you're thinking about a friend and you pick up the phone when it rings and it's the very person you've been thinking of. Those kind of things. So you are intuitive, but there's a whole pile of information out there that you're receiving and you haven't allowed yourself to be aware of. Some of you are aware of it. But anyway, for those of you who haven't been allowing yourself to be aware of it, let's run a little access clearing statement on that. So the clearing statement uses the word stupidity. So don't get your knickers in a knot over this, because stupidity means lack of awareness. So what stupidity are you using to ignore the intuition you could be choosing? And anything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate times a gazillion? Yes. I'm going to take that as a yes again. Good and bad, right and wrong, POD POC, all 9 boys, shorts, and beyonds. The Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. Just to be clear, that's not mine, that's theirs. So again, what stupidity, meaning lack of awareness, are you using to ignore the intuition you could be choosing? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate times a gazillion? Yeah, good and bad, right and wrong, Podpoc, all 9 boys, shorts, and beyonds. Because we're given this intuition, you might as well use it. We might as well become more aware of all this information that we have at our disposal. Whether we're speaking in public, whether we're writing, whether we're working with people, whether you're a teacher working with a student, we all get intuitive hits. So when they're tugging at you, pay attention and follow those intuitive hits. There's a reason for it. And you were made the way you are for a reason. It's a gift. It was given to help us navigate through this life. So, go out there this week and pay attention to your intuitive hits. Write them down, because they may not be apparent right away. But a week following or 2 weeks following, you might go, oh, and if they're written down, then you'll get more concrete evidence about it for yourself. That's it. It's just for you, just for fun. So go out and have yourself a wonderful week. I hope wherever you are in the world that spring is being good to you, that you're getting some sunshine, hearing those robins sing, smelling the smells of spring. It's been beautiful here in White Rock. I've been enjoying every minute of it. So take care and have yourselves a great week. Take care again. And this is Linda from Go for the Joy. Bye-bye.